Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel with my husband.
Hi guys.
For the topic today about the question, comment, and YouTube.
Yep.
Yes.
So you get a lot of questions, you get a
Yes.
lot of comments
Yeah.
in YouTube.
Yes.
But I think what you wanted to focus on, oh, and by the way, I get to do all the talking. Why is that, May?
Because my English is limited, 50-50.
Well, I'm 60-40, so we're not much better off, but we'll try. But May's doing a great job, don't you agree, as far as her English? For those of you that have followed her or me or both of us for any length of time, she's light years ahead of where she was in the beginning.
Thank
And
you
I
so much,
personally am very proud of her. But back to the story. We're talking about guys actually flirting with May. And that's to be expected. You put a female out there, and guys are going to flirt, and they're going to make comments, and there's no real harm in that. Or they just say something like "you're beautiful," or
Yeah.
"lucky man," and this, that, the other. But the ones that get to me are the guys that have made a statement. Like she had me read an email a couple of days ago, and she goes, "What is this guy talking about?"
Yeah.
And he sent this big, long-winded email about how he loves her channel and he watches her religiously and she's just so great and entertaining and sweet and beautiful and rah, rah, rah. And boy, oh boy, he's coming out to the Philippines here pretty soon. And would he like to maybe have a possibility of meeting up with you?
Yeah.
And because he's a single guy, and he included a picture.
Three guy for contact me.
Yeah,
I'm so confused. Why he's contact me? I'm posting already is married.
I know. And so that's where I got to call BS on watching the YouTube channel. Because if you're really watching her channel, I think uh, it would be fairly transparent that she's married, or is at least with me to some capacity, because we get together and do these kind of
Yeah.
videos all the time.
Yeah.
Or she'll talk about me and she's not with me, and so it's just I don't know what it speaks to, but these guys will send a picture of themselves in their Sunday best and tell her how rich they are and how much they've got to offer,
Yeah.
all this, that, and the other. And May just blocks them,
Yeah.
immediately. Boom, 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 boom. And she probably blocks 90% of the ones that I don't even see. But every blue moon, she'll come up and she'll go, "Look at this one." And so I wrote the guy back. She was getting
And
ready
I
to
said,
block
"No,
him. I
don't
said, "No, no, no, no. Let me handle this." And very nicely, I called bullshit. And I said, if you really watch her channel, I think you'd be aware of me. And I'm her husband, and she's been happily, I hope happily, married to me for 3 years, and we've been together for 7.
Yes.
So it's time for you to maybe move on to the next profile, bucko. This is not Filipino Cupid, this is YouTube. So I don't know where these guys come from and where they come off with this sort of stuff, but we find it humorous, and it's actually pretty benign. It's no big deal. But what I don't find so benign is when we meet with somebody in person,
Yeah.
and May's favorite complaint when we go. Now, if a guy comes and he brings his girl or his female, no
Yeah.
harm, no foul. Those two talk, I talk
Yes.
to the guy, and everybody's happy, everybody's entertained.
Yes.
But there's been a number of occasions where we've just the guy.
Yeah.
And May's always told me, "I hate it when you have to go to the restroom." And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, you leave me alone with these guys." And I go, "Well, what's the problem with that? You scared of them, or you have a hard time with the English?" And he said, "Well, a little bit, but they also flirt with me.
He trying.
They wait for me to leave, these guys. And then one guy, he said, "Why don't you come over here and sit next to me?"
Yeah.
Remember you told me that? And I just left, and she's like, "No, my husband will be right back." And he was insistent. He was like, "Nah, come on over here and sit with me."
Yeah.
And then there was the worst one. was this guy that made this big, long. He's lived out here for 14 years or something like that.
Yeah.
He and I won't say where or anything, of course, it's all anonymous. But he made this big production about buying us lunch. Anything we want, anywhere we
Yeah.
want to go, money's no object. Yeah, you know, I can buy my own lunch, pal. If you want to just get together and shoot the breeze, that's
Yeah.
okay. I appreciate the offer, I get it. But I always get a little, what's the word? I get a little
Confused?
a little confused, a little withdrawn when someone really wants to spend the money on us.
Yeah,
You
and they
know,
always said,
because
don't
then
forget
it's
bring
kind of
to
like
me.
you owe them something.
Yeah.
And they always say, and bring your wife.
Yeah.
Bring your wife
That's why I
with you.
confused.
Yeah. And so we met this guy, and he told us some long, drawn-out story about his girlfriend. And big, long, drawn-out thing about how young she was. And that she went off with another guy or something. It got really complex, this whole story. I kind of got lost in it. But the common theme of it was young, 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 young. And so, and then we just had like normal conversations about life in the Philippines
Yeah.
and this and that and the other. He never talked to May a moment. Didn't even look at her, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
It was just me and him, and
Yes.
May was just there. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All
And
right.
then you go to the bathroom.
Oh my God. Well, when we were talking, he was talking about May having, at the end of lunch, and we were getting ready to wind it down, the truth came out. He had an agenda, and he was saying, you know what, I know May's got a lot of really pretty girlfriends,
Yeah.
and this took me back. He says, if she would introduce me to one or two, I would be willing to pay her for that. And I said, you know what, you're barking up the wrong tree here. That's not what we do or what she does or what we're about. And I'm thinking to myself, what's wrong, dude? Do you not have any game? You know, you tell me about all these girls you've been with and how young they are and this and that. That was kind of creepy. And then he goes on to where I'm assuming that that was how he got these girls, if he just gave them hefty allowances and bought them big presents. And so
Yeah.
finally they just got sick of him and got out of it no matter what he was spending. And then he wanted us to act like a dating service or something for him and wanted to remunerate us with money. And I just found that whole thing insulting. But I guess the worst part was when we went to the restaurant.
Yeah.
And what happened there?
Yes.
He immediately flipped over to you, right?
Yeah, he's sitting for very close. I said, why is he sitting with me very close? And then I said, Daddy, why is so long in the bathroom? I always look in the bathroom.
You gotta do what you gotta do. So it turns out that the minute I left, he turned his chair over to her, because we were sitting at a
Yeah.
table with 4 chairs, and he scooted his chair closer to you.
Yeah.
And I forget what you told me he said, but it was something about meeting somebody, and he put his hands on you, I think. Or
Oh,
did he
yeah,
not?
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember. I
Yeah,
know
but-
another dude did.
Yeah, but I'm not give the attention because your friend
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah, she doesn't know the dynamic
Yeah.
between him and I. If
Yeah,
we're good
I mean,
friends or just met or whatever.
Yes.
After we meet so many people.
Yeah.
But what really got to me is put your hand out. Put your hand up like this.
Okay.
So we're leaving, and I come back, and now I'm oblivious that all this is happening. And she tells me after the fact. But when we left, I shook his hand, and then he went to shake May's hand, and he went like this
Ah, yeah, I remember
inside
that.
of her hand
Yes.
when we were leaving.
Yeah.
And
I confused why he's like that.
yeah,
Yes,
and
I-
that means call me. You know, that's like I like you. You know,
That's why I
you
confused.
and me can get together.
Oh,
This
my
is a
God.
little secret between you and me when you do that to somebody's
Oh
palm.
my God.
And
That's why
so,
I tell to Daddy Paul, I confused that guy. He's like that, my hands.
she didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
And I just kind of vaguely remembered that that was some sort of a signal or something.
I don't
And
know.
I told May, I said, you know when we're going to see him again? She said, when? I said, never. This guy's off the list. And I went home and I blocked him, okay, on my phone. I said, don't even Don't even think about reaching out for it. That's that.
Yeah.
And then there's been other dudes that when I have gotten up to leave and go use the CR
Yeah.
or get another cup of coffee up at the counter or whatever I'm doing, they put their hands on you. They wait for me to leave and then they say, "Are you sure you don't want something to
Oh
drink?"
yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
Are you sure you
Yes.
don't need something? And I don't see it until, and she doesn't say anything until after the fact. She doesn't want to start.
That's
a
why
promotion.
that's why I tell, oh, hopefully people not going out, not going to the park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she don't want to be left alone.
Yes.
So anyway, that's kind of like a lesson learned. And
I remember in the Valencia, remember? Two guy.
yeah,
He want to try to with he want to try with me. I said, May, you want a ride? I said, why? I have a motorbike. Why are you asking me for the ride?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And you know, public perception is huge. The guy may have just been cool. You may have, weren't you walking that day or something?
Because you have a paper, that's why I buy the in Valencia for the drink like Gatorade.
But you didn't drive. You were walking, right?
Yeah, I walking because my motorbike parking in the front of the store.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's walking. The guy sees her walking, offers her a lift, and there's another guy we knew, and I don't really take that as a big bad thing. He's just saying, "Hey, I want to hop on. I'll give you a ride," because he knew us. I'd probably do the same thing for anybody going down the street. You need a lift, but she's very concerned with public perception. Here's this guy named what we're going to call him. We'll call him Bob, and you hop on Bob's motorcycle. And then three people in the neighborhood see
Yeah.
you hanging on to Bob,
Yeah.
and they're going to immediately start this. And the next thing you know, half the town is talking about me and Bob.
Yeah.
You know, so these are the little quirks and traits and nuances that happen out here in the Philippines.
Yes. It's a lot of people for trying with me for flirting.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember in you back in the US and then you have I think that's your friend. I going down and then he said, May, do you want a ride? I said no. I waiting for the tricycle like that because before I'm not how to drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you know, be careful who your friends are and realize that most people have an agenda.
Yeah.
And I would say that 99.9% of the people we know are perfectly fine. But there is that 0.01% that will, you know, they're like snakes in the grass.
Yes. that's
They're
true.
very, very friendly and very, very nice. And then there's that 1 minute where they shed their
Yes.
skin, they come up,
Yes.
and they show their true personalities.
Yes, true.
So keep an eye on your women out here.
Don't go to the bathroom.
Don't go to the bathroom. Boy. Well, we're gonna.
But me, I'm always honest to the people.
Yeah. But you know what? We're gonna have to end this video. You know why?
Why?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
No.
We'll see you in the next video.